CTV's Heather Wright is in Tel Aviv once again for us this morning. She joins us now with more. Heather, really just an extraordinary news conference by one of those hostages freed by Hamas. Tell us more about what we heard from her today.
Well, Yocheved Lifshitz, one of the two people freed last night, as you mentioned, Marcia, speaking out and really sharing with the world some of the firsthand accounts that nobody has heard from publicly until this point, talking about the tunnels within Gaza, talking about the other hostages that she was held with. She says that they were treated reasonably well, that they were given medicine, they were taken care of, their food was shared with them. And so it's giving comfort in a certain way to the other families of hostages who are still being held there. We spoke with one father this morning. His wife and 3 children are in Gaza. And when he hears stories of the ones we've heard today and the fact that people are being released, he says it does give him hope, but at the same time, he still is racked with worry. He hasn't spoken to his family in over 2 weeks now, and there really is just this growing frustration and growing desire and demand to get these hostages out before any ground invasion begins.
And we understand from this woman that there really was this moment between her and her captor where she took his hand and said, "Peace, peace, peace" to him, Heather.
Well, Yocheved Lifshitz is a peace activist. That's what we've heard from her family members who have been speaking out since she was kidnapped. She lived near the Gaza border, but was working towards peace, had relationships with people within Gaza. And that video, too, showing that moment with the captor, speaks to perhaps her character as well. The fact that, what we've been told by her family is that she was working towards having some sort of coexistence and peace with her neighbors. And so that was clearly visible to, the very end of her captivity, that she was having that relationship with her captor before she was handed over to the Red Cross yesterday.
Heather, at the same time, Israel is intensifying its bombardment of Gaza. What's the latest?
Well, they warned of this over the weekend, Marcia, and you really have seen them escalate things even more than what we had seen in the last couple of weeks. Intense bombardments throughout the Gaza Strip. They're giving fresh warnings today as well to people, specifically in the north, not about moving south, but rather they're dropping leaflets saying that if you have any information about the hostages, please come forward with it. We will protect your identity. We will ensure your security, also offering a financial reward for anyone within Gaza who comes forward with that information. So on the one hand, you are seeing these bombardments escalate, but on the other hand, you are seeing this, olive branch to a certain degree to some of the people in Gaza asking for that information, and in exchange, some security and perhaps a monetary reward for any information that might lead the Israeli forces to the location of some of those hostages.
Heather Wright for us in Tel Aviv this morning. Heather, thank you so much for all of that.